What's good with the collective, man? Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and subbing up. If you new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop an upload. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos a week, man. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you go ahead and like and comment and subscribe to the channel, it helps the collective get bigger, helps the collective grow, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. I also wanted to say, man, when it mutes, don't assume I muted it. I didn't know it was gonna get muted. YouTube did it based off copyright or a whole lot of other situations. So don't assume I muted it. I try to get everything to y'all. Hey man, I ain't gonna hold you. We're gonna get right into the video, man. Let's go.
You are the master of your reality if you can understand that. You live in a fantasy if you can understand that. Bob Marley said something interesting. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. Have no fear for atomic energy, because none of them can stop the time. Stop here. The entire strength of this colonial system, none of them is above nature. When we look at these groups, we are looking at what they are advertising themselves to us as. This is a propaganda and perception game. These groups, they are designed to deceive. There's no truth in them. So as long as you know nature, God, the universe, or should I say this? God, universe, nature. That's your gun. G-U-N, God, universe, nature. Remember that gun. I'm putting a weapon in your hand. That's the gun you fight back with.
Wow. No f***ing tombstone. I'm thinking f***ing dirt up. Hey, yo, where the f*** Carney at, yo? Carney, where the f*** you at? Ah!
Now, here we go again. I'm gonna just give y'all a quick briefing on how the NFL is scripted, all right? Now, real quick, what Super Bowl was we in, man? Super Bowl, okay, you know that, right? So, 58 for those that's not getting it right. It's right here in your face again. What is 2 plus 2? 4. What is 2 plus 5? 7. Right? 47. What is 47 plus 11? 47 plus 11 equals Super Bowl. Numbers right in your face again. Keep on playing with me. It's right in your face.
Man, that's a subscriber. Shout out to you, bro. I got your message late. A lot of people be sending me messages, especially on Instagram, and sometimes it don't go through. And I don't know, it'll go to like message requests. Sometimes it go to spam, and I'll sometimes don't remember to check that. That was sent to me on TikTok, and I came across it, and I be slipping with my messages on TikTok. But yeah, it came across that, and he like, man, check this out. But check it out. And you ain't missing. The numbers still hit. The numbers still be hitting. Any way they put it, the numbers always come out to seem to be 13. That's all I'm gonna say. Hey, but with the second clip though, with that second clip, man, that's how it be. That's how it be. They be dissing they ops. And I know some people, some people who ain't familiar with that, they gonna feel like it's foreign. Like, why he really digging up his when we say ops is like your opposition, the opposite, your enemy. Somebody from another area, somebody from another gang, somebody from another turf, something like in those. I'm trying to give y'all lingo that not just where I'm from talk, like everybody kind of understands the same terms. And that's wild that we in this time frame where, yeah, they digging up their ops, they rapping about it, and he literally going to do it. And I laugh because it's like, it's just crazy. I'm not laughing because it's funny. When I was young, that would have been funny. I'm gonna be honest with you. That would have been, that's where I was vibrating at. I didn't care. But now, I'm like looking at it from a different perspective, and it's like, dang. All I'm gonna say is we gotta hold ourselves accountable while the youth act a certain way. They saw that from somewhere. They feel a certain way. They was neglect. It's a lot that the youth had to go through that. I feel like sometimes the generation before me, my generation, we didn't do our work. We didn't do our work. We misguided the youth, and look at them. They wilding out. They wilding out. So we gotta hold ourselves accountable. First clip though. How y'all feeling about that though? He going in. KRS-One be preaching. He be talking that talk, man. Some people agree, some people don't. I like KRS-One. He ain't really said something that I've been like, yo, he way off. He ain't coming off like that, in my opinion. Somebody might say different. Spam it up in the comments what y'all feel about that.
You're aware that a Negro family has moved into Levittown.
Yes, I heard about it.
What was your reaction?
Dynamite. Dynamite.
What have you done about it?
Well, I guess we just discussed it.
How do you feel about the Myers moving in?
Well, I'm very definitely against it.
Before coming to Levittown, did you have any contact with Negroes?
Well, I came from a small town where we didn't have any colored people. And at that time I had no feelings either way. But while we were waiting for our house to be built, we lived in Trenton for 9 months. And, that was my first contact with them, both in work and going through colored sections to work. And I was very happy I was moving into an all-white community.
Have you ever discussed the Myers at home with your children?
Never before in our house.
Season 2 need to come out.
This video is for entertainment purposes only and is not to be taken seriously. This video is literally a theory based on a theory. So nothing's been proven. Now, let's get into the video, guys. Friend, what if I told you that the United States could be actually Israel? No, hear me out. Based on a theory that I'm fixing to share with you, the United States could actually be Israel. Say what? Okay, just listen to what I'm fixing to tell you and follow along with me, okay? Now, in Matthew 2:5-6, it says, "The wise men told King Herod that Christ was born in Bethlehem of Judea. For it is written by the prophet, 'And you, O Bethlehem, in the land of Judea, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah. For from you shall come a ruler who will shepherd my people Israel.'" So basically, King Herod knows that Jesus is going to be born and that Jesus is going to be born in Bethlehem and he's going to save the people of Israel. So let me introduce you to this town called Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. And one of its nicknames is Christmas City, whose birthday are we told is on Christmas Day. That's right, Jesus. Now, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania is one of several locations that their names are inspired by locations in the Bible. And some of these locations include Egypt, Emmaus, Jordan Creek, and Nazareth. Matthew 2:13 says, "When they had gone, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream. 'Get up,' he said, 'take the child and his mother and escape to Egypt. Stay there until I tell you, for Herod is going to search for the child to unalive him.'" So Joseph is basically told to grab Mary and Jesus and take off with them and go hide in Egypt, because Herod is after them. Now let me introduce you to Egypt, Ohio. Matthew 2:21-22 say, "So he got up, took the child and his mother, and went to the land of Israel. But when he heard that Archelaus was reigning in Judea in place of his father Herod, he was afraid to go there. Having been warned in a dream, he withdrew to the district of Galilee." So Joseph went to Israel and heard that Herod's son was ruling instead of him, so he was scared to go there, so he actually went to the district of Galilee. Now here is Galilee, Rhode Island, which is actually across the harbor from Jerusalem, Rhode Island, which is actually a fishing village. Galilee, Rhode Island is named after biblical Galilee, which is the original home region of Jesus Christ, who grew up in Nazareth. And as we know, with Galilee, Rhode Island is also a fishing village. Also, 4 of Jesus' disciples, Andrew, Peter, James, and John, were fishermen from Galilee. There's also an Israel Township in Preble County, Ohio, a Nazareth, Pennsylvania. There's also an Egypt, Ohio. There was also a Mount Hermon on the northern border of the Promised Land, and it's the site of the descent of the fallen angels when they determined to take human wives on earth. It's also probably where they refer to the Mount of Transfiguration. But there's also a Mount Hermon in California that coincidentally focuses on being a Christian camp and conference center. The land of Canaan refers to the ancient geographical area that God promised to give Abraham and his descendants. It's the sworn inheritance of God's chosen people. And of course, there's a Canaan in Connecticut. Now, in the Bible, when they talk about Calvary Hill, that's the place where Jesus was crucified. And there's a place in Texas that is called Calvary Hill Funeral Home and Cemetery. Like, what? Of all the places that this could have been, it has to be a funeral home and a cemetery. It is also said that the Garden of Eden was located in Mesopotamia. And of course, there's a Mesopotamia township in Trumbull County, Ohio. I also want to point out that most of these towns are in the line of totality for the eclipse that is happening in April of 2024 this year. And did you know that the Mississippi River is actually called the twin of the Nile River? Oh, what? What? It's also referenced as the Nile of the North America. Could we have all of these religions to keep us confused so we don't get in touch with other people in these religions and start putting things together? Like, say, the Catholics have something in their religion. You put that with what's in Christianity. You put that with what is in Buddhism. You put that, you know what I mean? And so on and so on. And then you've got the puzzle figured out. That couldn't be it, could it? So we're always in a state of confusion and we're lost and we don't know what's going on. And of course, this is the craziest part of the whole theory. Remember, they found Egyptian relics in the Grand Canyon. So we have Egypt, Grand Canyon, Africa. Egypt is in Africa, right? Or we think it's in Africa. It has to be in Africa. That's what we're told, right? So how can Egyptian relics be in the Grand Canyon if the Grand Canyon's in the United States and not in Africa? How does that work? And this was discovered in 1929. So all of these years, the Smithsonian has known about this and it's just now coming out. You know, there's also gold in the Grand Canyon too, which is another reason there's parts of the Grand Canyon that are closed off to the public also, allegedly. So remember the video I did on Egypt and Africa and the Grand Canyon? So I was saying in that video that there's a theory that there's a highway that goes from the Grand Canyon to Egypt in Africa, and you can drive there, but it's under the Grand Canyon. So I wonder if there's any truth to that theory. Now, the Pison River flows through a land of gold, and the Chattahoochee River flows through a great gold belt in Georgia, and the federal government actually operated a gold mint in Georgia for many years. Now, here is the craziest part of this whole theory. When Noah was told to make the ark, he was told to make it out of gopher wood. The only location that you can find gopher wood in the entire world is in Florida. You cannot find gopher wood anywhere else in the world. In 1952, Lewis T. Nealand of the Forestry Department in Florida says the gopher wood in question is unique. So far as is known, it only grows on the east bank of the Apalachicola River in a small area near Bristol, Florida. There are related species to be found in China and Northern California, but botanists know of no similar wood anywhere else in the world. We were taught that the Garden of Eden was somewhere in Asia, right? And that Adam and Eve were created there, and that Noah's Ark was built there and launched from that part of the world, right? But the late E.E. Calloway, who devoted almost a lifetime of study to these subjects, he wrote a book and he said that the garden was between Bristol, Florida, and Chattahoochee in Florida, and that the ark was also made there about 27 miles west of Tallahassee, Florida. So what do you guys think? I told you this was crazy. This is a crazy theory. All I can say to you is question everything, my friend. Let me know your thoughts.
Okay. They showed them before this clip just passed. Y'all gotta check that show out. I don't know if it's still on Amazon Prime, but it was on Prime at one point. This show crazy. This show is crazy. Classic. But I don't think they came out with a season 2, which they should have. But with what she's talking about, didn't Rashad Jamal say Egypt takes you to Africa? And then wouldn't, I only said she cracking some of the code. Some of it I'm like, okay. Some of it I'm like, nah, she cracked the code on that one. She just said exactly of some of the things that I believe. Some of the things that I believe. Anybody can have their own opinion. All I ask is just respect mine.
What you say, watch how you feel when you say what you say, and be mindful of who you allow into your space, especially people who encourage you to affirm negativity. This is particularly true for us, black folks. The sisters do it. Oh, black man ain't this, ain't no good black man, but you're trying to manifest a man. The brothers do it. Oh, black man can't get ahead. Black man can, but you're trying to manifest prosperity and abundance. Even if you're in a group of friends and they're doing that, do not affirm just to fit in. Because whenever you affirm it, you are affirming negativity. And that is exactly what's going to manifest in your life. Remember, words are spells. Be extremely mindful of what you say and how you feel when you say it, because a lot of the time people are trying to manifest stuff and they'll just reel off some of the affirmation, large sums of money come to me, but inside your entire subconscious is oozing with the energy of scarcity and lack. So you need to be mindful of not just what you say, but also how you feel when you say what you say.
Yo, am I the only person that got this on their TV? And bro, soon as this happened, I looked outside in the sky and saw a military helicopter flying past. I don't know where it was going, but it was headed towards the map. So, look at this. Did y'all get this? If you did, leave me a comment, man. Look at this. Cue the word. Are they what? Seriously? And my connection's lost for real. It's gone. Who is this from? If y'all got this, please leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, shoot this out to everybody.
If you got that, spam that up in the comments. I want to know. He talked about a military helicopter. Now, I just saw one a few weeks ago. Like, not even 2 weeks ago. It's about like a week and a half. I did see another video with somebody else who said they seen one. And when the way they broke it down, I'm not sure. I think it's a couple. It might be this video. It might pop up. But I have seen quite a few videos of these military helicopters flying over. But I didn't get that message, but connection did lose. And I told y'all that. Spam it up if y'all went through that. I need to know. Cause that don't really make any sense. But then again, it's like we could come up with a billion different reasons on why the connection was lost, but everybody wouldn't have lost it all at once. In my opinion, unless we using too much of the energy that they say ain't free.
I just want to know who else has seen the Joe Rogan Katt Williams interview on YouTube. And before you say anything, let me tell you, it's 3 hours long. I ain't even seen the whole thing. I'm only an hour in, but I'm gonna give you the rundown on hour 1. They done talked about the government and the secret government, menthol cigarettes and the science, the Anunnaki being the timekeepers, the emerald tablets of thought, the pyramids were power plants, Younger Dryas theory, Area 51 aliens, our advances are their back-engineered crumbs, Earth's uniqueness in gold, how Katt Williams used to spend 8 hours a day between the ages of 8 and 12 reading nothing but non-fiction books and classics because he wasn't allowed to celebrate holidays or birthdays, and he went to the library 3 times a week, and every time he checked out 20 books at a time. Fused people DNA, hell is a black hole, and interdimensional beings and time travel. So that's just hour 1. I'll be back after I finish hour 2.
Spam it up if y'all check that interview out, because that one sound better than the Shannon Sharp interview. I ain't checked it out, but all of those topics that he on, I'm on them same topics. So I'm curious to hear what he had to say. I wanna go see what he had to say. So spam that up if y'all seen it, and if y'all seen it, how y'all feel about it. Me personally, that sound like a good one. And if it's 3 hours long and it's just the first hour and they talking about that, I know it's gonna be crazy. So spam it up, man.
People, let's talk about Michael Jackson. What's really going on with Michael Jackson right now, this very moment. Last year, I did do a reading on Michael Jackson, and it was right before I went to the Janet Jackson concert. It was the day before. In that reading, I told you guys that I kind of saw him on his knees, like begging someone to let him do something. And I also saw him on stage with Janet. When I went to the concert, Janet did have images of Michael on stage, and they were very touching. When I saw him on stage with Janet, it was like he was giving her instruction, like still teaching her on her performances. So with the Wendy Williams situation that's been going on, Michael Jackson has been coming to my mind. And what I recognize and what I realize is that Michael Jackson still very well could be alive. The reason I say this is because it doesn't feel like he died. His music still lives on. It's very catchy. My children love Michael Jackson. His spirit is very much alive. For kids nowadays, if they hear one song, they go crazy. When you think about it, there are icons that died, and their bodies were able to be viewed for days by fans. We never were able to see Michael. Why is that? He was adored. Why couldn't fans view him? His best friend did not attend his funeral, Elizabeth Taylor. I know she was up in age, but I just do not see her not attending Michael Jackson's funeral, memorial, whatever you want to call it. That is very suspicious. Michael had the best of the best of the best of care. You mean to tell me one day a doctor messes up? The more I think about it, the more suspicious things are. One of his brothers were pleading that we let him rest and leave him alone. That's suspicious. To be honest with you, when I look back into it, when I did my reading, he didn't seem dead. Not to me. Now that I kind of dissect it and pull it apart, he didn't seem dead. Everything that I said is something that he could be actually doing on this plane. I'll let you guys make up your own mind, but I thought I'd just put some things out there just to give you some insight and think about it. Everything, I promise you guys, everything is not always the way that it seems.
I think that the Vatican principle is run on it's a vampiric consciousness, parasitic vampiric consciousness, and the Pope is a figurehead, yes, and nothing else. You
mean the white Pope? Because there is also the black Pope.
Absolutely, yes. So either of them are. The one, if you see them on television, they're not in. They don't have any power.
Yes.
Okay, because they don't need to be to have real power. You got to be unseen. Okay, so the Vatican, in terms of the Vatican. I mean, every time I look at any of the rituals that they do in the Vatican, it's just so clearly a satanic ritual. It's unbelievable. They say Satanus in the invocations when they're doing it. I don't understand why people aren't seeing that.
I always wondered that too about the Vatican. I always wondered that, but. And this dude right here, this is about the second or maybe third time he done been on the channel, and I get caught and lost in where he get to talking each and every time he pops up. He don't seem like he be missing. The clip before that, Michael Jackson. One of my homies showed me a video of Michael Jackson at his own funeral in the stands. And in that video, I believed it, and I did believe it because I was so emotionally attached to the fact that I didn't think that could even be the case. But as I then kind of dove a little deeper and woke up more and more over the years, I'm like, yeah, I definitely see that being the case. Why? It could be a million reasons. He could have not lived up to his end of the bargain. It could have been the end of his run. It could have been a billion different things. But I think he is amongst us as well too. So spam that up what y'all believe. Y'all think Michael gone? You think Michael here? Let me know something.
Hey guys, good morning. Listen, I'm gonna start over again on all my stories. So I didn't label them. And I want to label them so you can see what the story's about. So I got to start all over again. I want to tell you about the time that I saw. Well, I'll tell you. Let me see. I have an uncle. His name is Uncle Pete. He's retired. He was retired from the cement plant, the Colton cement plant, and he had a lawn service, right? He's an older man, but he had a lawn service. And he would call me sometimes to go cut grass with him. And sometimes he would call my mom's only brother. And his name was Uncle Tony. He's retired from Santa Fe or Union Pacific Railroad. I don't know which one, but one of those. He's retired too, And he was a retired minister. Right? Two older guys that were my uncles. And they took me to a house by the Hermosa Cemetery in the city of Colton. You could Google map it, you can see where it's at. And next to it is a railroad tracks, right? Kind of high, right? Not even with the floor. These were high because there's a bridge that you go under. Next to the Hermosa Cemetery. So my Uncle Tony was weed eating the front of the house, and in the back had two backyards. One backyard with a chain link fence, and the other one going up the tracks, right? So my uncle brought a big, wide lawnmower, big old wheels on it, and he told me to cut the grass that was like above my knees, right? And he goes, cut it, go up, go down, go up, go down. So as my Uncle Pete was cutting the back grass, right, and I'm cutting that hill, and I go up, I go back down, go up, go back down, and in the middle of the side of the tracks, the grass was like kind of twisted. You know, it wasn't like the other grass, it was just shooting straight up. So as I'm getting closer to it towards the middle, going up, going down, go back up, and as I'm going back down, I didn't realize that there's a hole there. There was a hole, probably like 3 feet wide, all around a circle. And I went and I fell and I hit the ground. And you know, when you let go of the handle of the lawnmower, it turns off. But I already had went over the hole, right? And I was on the floor right in front of the hole. And I heard thumping, thump, thump, getting closer, right? And out came a big old black bird, probably like a little bit above my knees. That's how tall it was. Big old neck, big. And it had a lady's face in it. I'm telling you, it had a lady's face in it. And it screamed at me like a lady. It had eyeballs like a human, a nose. It didn't have a beak, it had lips. I'm not kidding. It had red hair, right? And it went right in front of me, face to face with it. And it screamed at me. And it freaked me out. And it just went, whew, and it turned up towards the tracks, right? And I started chasing it. My uncle saw it. He goes, no, mijo, no. right? But I didn't listen. I chased it all the way up to the top of the tracks, and it was flying about maybe 4 feet from the ground towards the cemetery that's on the other side of the tracks. And it turned his head, and it screamed at me, and I felt something hit my chest. Boom. Right? Oh, man, ugly feeling. So my uncle went up to the top of the hill with me. He caught up with me, and he looked at me. He goes, "Oh, that was a bruja, a witch, a witch with a bird with a lady's face, a bruja." So he took me back down the hill, and we went to the front of the yard where my uncle Tony was weed eating, and he stopped, so we could talk to him. We told him what happened. And my Uncle Tony looked at me, he goes, "We're going to have to pray for you." I don't know which one of them had a thing of oil. Probably my Uncle Tony, because he's a retired minister. But I don't know if it was my Uncle Pete that had it. One of them had it. And my Uncle Tony told me, "I'm going to have to pray for you, because what you saw, it's not good. And that thing that hit you, it might have went inside you." You know what I mean? So you're going to have to repeat the words that I'm saying, repeat it. So I'm in the front praying, and I repeated what he said. But it freaked me out. It was a bruja, a witch. I saw a witch with a bird with a lady's head on it. And we showed him the hole. The hole went back, and it went downward. I don't know how far it went down, but it was scary. The first time I ever saw something like that in my life. Freaked me out. But they had to pray for me in the front of the house right there, and in the street, in the curb. They had to pray for me right there. You know, and my Uncle Pete told me, he goes, there are things like that in this world, but people don't believe it until they see it. You know, it's like a shift changer, like people that could turn into a wolf or whatever, but they're human. A lot of people don't believe stuff like that. You know, my Uncle Pete goes, "You saw one. I saw it. He saw it going up the hill, and he heard it. He heard the lady scream. It was a lady's voice that coming out of the bird's mouth." He goes, "You disturbed it. That was its lair, its home." Man, I never thought I would see something like that in my whole life, but leave it to me to see something like that. Because I always see stuff. Shadow people, all kinds of stuff I've seen in my life. But I told you guys the story before, but I'm going to have to re-say all my stories and label it so other people could see it. But there are things out there that the normal person would say, "You're crazy." Stuff like that doesn't happen. Yes, it does. You've heard Indian stories of people turning into a wolf and stuff like that, and you probably say, "Oh, those are just stories that Indians say." They're true stories. I know. I saw one. It was a bruja. Not good. But it flew towards the cemetery, and a few days after that, I went walking to the cemetery, right, to see. I was curious, and in a couple of the graves there were bones, like chicken bones, with feathers and little stick people like they made. Crazy, like witchcraft. But yeah, my time was almost up, but you know, there are things out there that we just don't know. God bless you, amen.
Y'all believe that story? Y'all spam it up, y'all believe it. I believe him. I believe him. I would have lost it though. I wouldn't even have chased it. If I'd have seen it going up the hill and I just seen a face on a bird, it had lips, not a beak, and it had a nose and eyes, not a beak, like a human, not like a bird, bro, I gotta go, man. And that first yell, when it came up close, that's enough. I'm good. I don't need to figure nothing else out. Wherever it's going, and I know where I'm going, and it's leaving the premises in that environment. And I'm telling whoever I'm with, you either coming with me or I'm leaving without you. I don't care, bro. I just saw something. You don't believe me? That's on you, not on me. I told you. That was doing my part. You had your choice, free will, to choose whether to stay or whether to leave. But I would have got on. But he braver than me. And I'm gonna have to go back to his page to see other little stories if he'd posted those, because now I'm curious about other little stuff he done saw.
They are interdimensionally sucking the essence of our youth.
Right.
And they believe they're possessed by an off-world entity.
They do?
Yeah, and then, Joe, I've been on air 22 years. I don't get into aliens, metaphysical, religion, any of that. I've studied the elite, and I've also communicated with a lot of the top people. And if you want to know, I will actually break down right now the best knowledge right now what's happening on the planet.
What's happening?
Let me give you a basic gestalt.
Okay. I love when you can use that word with full confidence. I've never said that. Let me give you a basic gestalt. I'd be like, oh my God, I'm such a fraud.
No, you're not.
No, but that's what I think if I use that word.
No, you'll get all this. You'll already have most of the static because you're a bookworm, a research worm, in a good way. The elite are all about transcendence and living forever and the secrets of the universe, and they want to know all this. Some are good, some are bad, some are a mix. But the good ones don't ever want to organize. The bad ones tend to want to organize because they lust after power. Powerful consciousnesses don't want to dominate other people. They want to empower them, so they don't tend to get together until things are really late in the game. Then they come together. Evil's always defeated because good is so much stronger. And we're on this planet, and Einstein's physics showed it, Max Planck's physics showed it all. There's at least 12 dimensions. And now that's why all the top scientists and billionaires are coming out saying it's a false hologram. It is artificial. The computers are scanning it and finding tension points where it's artificially projected and gravity's bleeding in to this universe. That's what they call dark matter. So we're like a thought or a dream that's a wisp in some computer program, some God's mind, whatever. They're proving it all. It's all coming out. Now, there's like this sub-transmission zone below the third dimension that's just turned over to the most horrible things is what it resonates to. And it's trying to get up into the third dimension that's just a basic level consciousness to launch into the next levels. And our species is already way up at the fifth, sixth dimension, consciously, our best people. But there's this big war trying to like basically destroy humanity because humanity has free will and there's a decision to which level we want to go to. We have free will, so evil's allowed to come and contend and not just good. And the elites themselves believe they're racing using human technology to try to take our best minds and build some type of breakaway civilization where they're going to merge with machines, transcend, and break away from the failed species that is man, which is kind of like a false transmission because they're thinking what they are is ugly and bad, projecting it onto themselves instead of believing, no, it's a human test about building us up. And so Google was set up 18, 19 years ago. I knew about this before it was declassified. I'm just saying I have good sources. That they wanted to build a giant artificial system. And Google believes that the first artificial intelligence will be a supercomputer based on the neuron activities of the hive mind of humanity with billions of people wired into it with the Internet of Things. And so all of our thoughts go into it, and we're actually building a computer that has real neurons in real time that's also psychically connected to us, that are organic creatures, so that they will have current prediction powers, future prediction powers, a true crystal ball. But the big secret is, once you have a crystal ball and know the future, you can add stimuli beforehand and make decisions that control the future. And so then it's the end of consciousness and free will for individuals, as we know, and a true 2.0 in a very bad way, hive mind consciousness with an AI jacked into everyone, knowing our hopes and dreams, delivering it to us, not in some PKD wirehead system where we plug in and give up on consciousness because of unlimited pleasure, but because we were already wired in and absorbed before before we knew it, by giving over our consciousness to this system by our daily decisions, that it was able to manipulate and control into a larger system. There's now a human counterstrike taking place to shut this off before it gets fully into place, and to block these systems, and to try to have an actual debate about where humanity goes, and cut off the pedophiles and psychic vampires that are in control of this AI system before humanity's destroyed.
Wait a minute,
humanity
the pedophiles
is only
in control of AI? How'd the pedophiles get in control of AI?
The pedophiles at a whatever level, the devil, whatever you want to call it, this interdimensional thing that gives them advanced off-world technology, the fallen one that's not of this world, is giving them advanced knowledge
What
on how
are you
to
talking
construct
about?
these
What is-
systems
what is
that have already
that?
been used before on other populations.
What?
Is that Satan?
But what are you
That's
talking
Satan.
about?
That's Satan.
But explain that. You're saying
Satan
something
becomes
insane.
something that the stupid preacher tells you about, who's totally controlled, or something you read about on in the news or TV.
Right.
But this is an interdimensional force that wants to influence us to build something that absorbs us and kills us, rather than the divine free will we're given to build something much better that empowers the species. So the species is now making a decision
Where are you
about
getting
its
this
entire
from?
future.
Where are you getting this from?
That's what it is.
But where are you getting it from?
I know from looking at all the data, researching it, studying it, watching the.
Do y'all feel like Joe Rogan was playing the role of like he trying to act like he don't understand, but he knew he understood? Am I the only one that feel like that? I mean, I see the caption say that, and then Joe Rogan's like, come on, bro, all that stuff that Joe Rogan be having on his, we just seen we just heard there's a 3-hour interview with him and Katt Williams, and for the first hour, they talking about time travels, interdimensional beings, they talking about the thought, they talking about a whole lot, Anunnaki being holding time capsules. Like, come on, bro, what? And he acting like he don't know this about AI. Yeah, right.
What's good, y'all? I want to share something really, really important with you, so please, if you don't mind, watch this whole video, because I'm a puzzle piece a couple things together, and you will get what I'm saying by the end of this video. Let's check it out.
Panda, so you got Panda is a secret code for a certain thing, and so when it comes down to that certain thing, it's so. What it is you basically have a certain nerve in your rectum, and if you touch that nerve, you can turn a person into an animal, you can turn a person into whatever you want them to be if you just hold them down. So, pretty much, when you see black eyes, like Blueface, and, like that, he got beat up, but he didn't get beat up where you thought he got beat up. He got beat up.
Alright, so first seeing this video, when I first seen it, it's like, yo, damn, that shit sound crazy, but I need some more, proof. So, you know what I'm saying? Puzzle piece this shit together, yo. Puzzle piece this shit together, man.
Well, how would you blokes like to make some real money? Well, and who do we have to, No, nothing like that. You see?
Just watch. Please watch the whole video.
I'm collecting stupid little boys. Stupid little boys. You know, the disobedient ones what play hooky from school. And you see...
I'm gonna fast forward it real quick. Stay and watch the whole video. Please stay and watch the whole video. Alright, look.
And I takes him to Pleasure Island. Pleasure Island. Pleasure Island? But the law. Suppose they... No. There's no risk. They never come back. As boys.
See, they put this shit in our face, dog. They put this shit in our face, and this is the last one. This is the last one. Watch the whole shit. Please, please, please. This is the last one.
Where'd all the donkeys come from? Come on, let's have another. And what's your name? Okay, you do.
Come on, man. This shit is disgusting. They put this shit in our face.
All right, next. And what might your name
Damn, bro. Hopefully y'all watch the whole video. Hopefully y'all, my bad. Hopefully y'all watch the whole video, man. That shit is sad as fuck. And when I first seen that video from Orlando Brown, I was like, this shit might be true. It actually just might be true. But a nigga need more proof. And that's the proof right there. That's literally the proof right there. Like, this shit is disgusting. All you gotta do is just put the fucking puzzle pieces together and you'll have a bigger picture. This shit is actually real. And most of what these Hollywood people talk about and what they go through, that shit is definitely real, even though we don't physically see it. Them speaking on that shit real, bro. There's much more that they don't say that's real as well. Like, it's disgusting that they put this shit in our face too. Like, that shit, right? Like, the people who made that, like, sat there and drew that and made that and, like, think about that, yo. That shit is disgusting, dude. These people in Hollywood is doing more crime than the people on the fucking streets, gang. These niggas need to be stopped. Come on now, but hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. Hopefully I puzzle piece something for you. And, you know what I'm saying? You can do more research about some stuff, but people need to realize that this shit is actually fucking real and it's disgusting, and people need to be aware of the world that we live in. This shit is crumbling. It ain't gonna be no more of that bullshit. This shit falling. Babylon is falling. Crystal jewelry available on my website. The link is in my bio too. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, and thank y'all for watching the whole video. Thank you.
My music manager told me something like that too.
North of Florida is safe, guys. No chemtrails at all. Look at those birds down there. Put a bunch of stones out here. First comes the rain, and then a bunch of wars and chemtrail planes trying to do it. But then before you know it, AI is gonna try to do it and won't work, and they just simply give up, guys. Right here, right now in Florida, guys.
It's a misconception that they are actually shape-shifting. Truth in that movie. They live, there is a sound, there is a frequency that's being beamed out, which enables these aliens to look in human form. And when he breaks this frequency, then they're all seen. I've noticed since we've changed to digital now, my senses have become extremely heightened. When you turn the volume down, I hear this sound frequency coming from the television that completely messes with my pineal gland.
Now, this is important because another member, he had devised a device to encrypt records on CDs so that it wouldn't be able to be copied. Type of acoustic as opposed to some kind of digital trademark encryption. Right. And when he played this in the record executive of the board, a number of the board just freaked out because they were reptilian. So there's a particular sound
that they cannot stand. Yes. Yeah, it alters the holographic projection that they're keeping. It's a misconception that they are actually shape-shifting. Some aren't, but it's a misconception. What they're actually doing is altering your visual cortex to make you think you're seeing them that way.
Absolutely, yes.
They're not actually looking that way. They've just manipulated your mind to think that they are.
And that must work through all kind of visual media. Otherwise, you'd see a lot of these aliens walking around on TV.
Absolutely, yeah. I've noticed a lot of news readers, because they're doing that as an indoctrination and conditioning, because they're the ones who are in your house every day. Look carefully at the news readers. It's slowly drip to accept.
Tonight, she's out of this world. The current commander of the International Space Station about to break a big record tonight. Here's ABC's Gio Benitez.
They call it the Peggy factor, Mission Control's code word for the way superstar astronaut Peggy Whitson always gets the job done.
I love it up here.
Tonight, Commander Whitson making history with her record for any American. By the time she lands in September, her tally will be 666 days.
666 days in space.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process.
Now let's go over the diameter of the moon. This is a new one. I actually didn't know. It's 2,160 miles, but you take 6 times 6 times 6, there you go, 2160. The surface temperature of Uranus, oh, there you go, negative 216, which is 6 times 6 times 6, 216. Oh, you thought we were done. Let's do Pluto's orbital velocity. Scroll down here. Oh, there we go. 666. The speed of sound in knots. Speed of sound? Oh, well, look at that. 666 knots. The Earth's circumference in nautical miles? Oh, 21,600. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Again, 600 times 6 times 6. Another coincidence, 21,600. How far is Mars from the sun? 1.666 astronomical units. Now let's look at Ceres' synodic period. And just as you expected, 666. Again, the devil's in the details, ladies and gentlemen. Saturn's orbital distance in kilometers. Let's take a look at the
as simple as that.
What's crazy about that clip? Where I'm from, that, you know, we throw hand signs. 2 of those hand signs, that's how we throw up everything. That's crazy. And every time I see it now, I even second guess throwing it up now. Cause I be like, hold on, bro. Well, it's 4 ways, and that's 2 of them right there. And that just like, and I remember I be telling my sister all the time, like, bro, I can't even throw nothing up, like, because I'm throwing something totally different up, and it feels so weird. It feels so weird, man. But I got a question for people who's on a positive, higher vibrational tip. To anybody who believes it's a globe. You see NASA lie all the time. This is a genuine question. This ain't to change your perception or nothing. I want to know what you think. If NASA lies so much, and we know all this 666, and we know the devil's in the details. We know that. Why, if NASA says that Earth's a globe and it's not flat, why would you still believe them? That's my only question. And like, it's not to make you choose. It's just to ask a question to make you maybe realize something, or just see something from a different perspective, so that from here on out you could just ask questions like that all the time. Because it's just one topic that they lie about, and it's not just NASA that we talking about, if you know what I'm talking about. So to my Globers, if you still believe it's a globe, and NASA also told you it was a globe, not saying that you believe it because of NASA, but NASA is NASA to people who ain't here learning on this platform with me or other creators about topics like this. People who watch the news, that's why I'm saying they'll believe NASA because it's NASA. But people like us, we don't believe because it's just NASA. So that's the question. If NASA told it and you see that they lie all the time, and they say Earth's a globe, why would you still believe them? That's a question to y'all who globe believers. Just spam it up. I'm trying to understand where y'all come from. I'm trying to understand why y'all believe what y'all believe. I'm not talking about nothing else you research. I'm asking about, my question was exact direct, straight to it. If NASA lies so damn much, why you believe them when they say it's a globe? I don't care about nothing else. That's the question. So don't, if somebody responds to the question and they ain't answering it based off what I asked, they answering it based off something else to fit so they could try to make it make sense, I ain't even replying to that one. I'm sorry, I just can't, because that's not the question. Hey yo, they got my last name on there, bruh. If you know, you know. All I'm gonna say is it's in the M's. That's all I'm gonna say. Wait a minute, bro. Oh shit. Oh shit, I did not know that, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. Hey, spam it up if y'all seen y'all last name. Y'all pause it in between there. Man, let me know. And some of this is gonna be some of the clip was already like chopped up, so I'm gonna go back and I'll post in probably this be Thursday's video. So this is probably, yeah, so if this gonna come out in the next 4 days that we drop the video. So what I'm gonna do is I'll make sure somewhere in between the next couple videos I'll go back and I'll make sure I get all the names, and yeah, I'll get all the names for y'all so everybody can look. But oh shit, that's crazy. Your name in there, spam up yours in the comments. Yeah, I just thought that was kind of dope. Now, I already knew I had like Blackfoot. A lot of my family, one of my grandmothers from Alabama, like my family originated from, well, some of my family. My grandparents on my mom's side, Alabama and St. Louis. And one of my grandmothers that passed away, rest in peace, she was out there in Alabama and she was Blackfoot. But I didn't know Cherokee. I didn't know my name. I didn't know my name would have fell up on that list with that, but hey, we learn something every day. But spam that up if y'all got y'all name on that list, or spam your tribe up if you already know, or you know, if you're already part of the Native American community, man, spam it up, bro. Spam it up. Them fake mask is killing me, bro. Fellas, what you doing? If you go to talk to a girl and you see them in the bathroom fixing their mask, but they didn't know you was coming, they didn't know you was pulling up, or they didn't know you was coming home so soon. I mean, you done married her, you done had a whole family with her, and you find out, you pull up and she in the mirror fixing her mask or something, and you see, how y'all reacting, bro? Then you see that she's somebody totally damn different. She finally take the mask off. Y'all been married 5 years, and you sit there, you be like, nah, you gotta show me, and she show you, and you get to see what she look like under that mask, and she terrible. How y'all reacting? Remind you, you got last name the same, house, bills, all this stuff matter. You got kids now. Like, how y'all reacting? Is you throwing it all away that day? Man, y'all let me know. But I appreciate you if you stuck all the way through. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with them 4 videos a week. It's for entertainment purposes as well. I ain't gonna hold you. And until I see y'all in the next one, man, we gone.
Ay, yeah, I just check my count. Sheesh, at the amount.